Hi, it's Brian Brawdy. Welcome to episode 490, some odd ever, and whatever the number is of the Brian Brawdy Show. I want to jump right into it. Why do we say that this is news you can use? And if you don't have it, if you're not armed with it, you're going to lose. Very simple, because people can conflict the difference between destiny and fate. And why we say all the time that fate is a predator, and you are absolutely a target. If fate were a bird of prey, it would be swooping in on you before you even know it. And here's the reason why. You and I are born. A collapse of the wave function. That is our destiny. The charge that we have, whether we're given that charge or we grow into it, that charge at a certain stage at life, at a bifurcation point, at a fork in the road, that charge is on us to decide if we're going to pick up the mantle and run with it. Fate's job, circumstance's job, the flip side of the coin, is to go after us and to derail our destiny. So when things happen to chop block you, when things happen to knock you down, when things happen, when there's obstacles, you can either look at them as obstructions or you can say that's an oracle. That we can say that arrows, incoming arrows, are in fact a blessing when we learn what it is that arrow is attempting to communicate to us. But when we run full on into the face of fate, we let it know that we're going to pull off our destiny, no matter what it tries. Are there going to be uphills? That's a part of it. Are there going to be roadblocks? That's a part of it. That's what we say here in the labyrinth of life, the garden of the mortals itself. The ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, the pivots, the swerves, cul-de-sacs, never a dead end. But we're going to be confronted by fate because that's what fate does. So you have to decide, will you surrender to fate, predator that it is? Will you cower in the corner and go, oh, no, not me. I'm going to give up. I don't have the grit. I don't have my mind's marrow. I don't have my natural resources. There's no way I can mortal up. No way that can happen. Or do you decide, yes, I'm going to rally the forces that the universe sends when Providence, the fingerprints of Providence, as I call them, when you decide to pick up the baton and run with it, I believe the universe starts to block for you. As Joseph Campbell says, it opens all kinds of doors that would have remained closed had it not been for your conscious decision. So instead of letting all the things alight against us, instead of letting it derail us, or depress us, or discourage us in any way, that's what fate does. That's its job. Because if everyone could manifest their destiny, if everyone was able to pull off the reason that they're here, it'd be a totally different place. But that doesn't happen. Manifesting your destiny is for those people that make a conscious decision to mortal up. For those people that make a conscious decision to take the moment at hand and use whatever resources are presented in that moment at hand to take those resources and use it in the furtherance of their goal. So it's not uncommon. You see it all the time. People confuse destiny and fate. And they go, oh, it must not be my destiny. It's too hard. No, it's been my experience that fate tries even harder. The closer that you get, as a collapse of the wave function, the closer you get to achieving your destiny, the harder fate works. It's like, holy cow, she's this close. Oh, you got to be kidding me. He's knocking on the door. It's a 2-inch putt. Fate then really ups its ante. But that doesn't mean you and I should be discouraged. And think about it today. Fate's not the only predator. When you look at big government, big corporations, big tech, brittle brains atop balsa wood spines, as I call them, the lowlifes making headlines. There's all kinds of people that act as a predator when it comes to you manifesting that destiny that's encoded in who you are. Now, I know it's popular to get involved in a debate where you're saying your God-given ability, God or gravity, evicted from the Garden of Eden, or you walked off the savannas of Africa, doesn't really matter. It is the same thing regardless of your religious or anti-religious belief. As I call it, big bang or big breath, either way, you encoded, you collapsed the wave function with a destiny. And what is that destiny going to be? Of course fate's going to gun for you. Of course fate is going to do everything it can to ally against you. Silly fate. especially with everything going on in the world today, all the coronavirus, the COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, all of these things allied against you. Are you going to cave? Are you going to square your shoulders with fate and go, this is ridiculous. This is all you're going to try to do to derail me? Do you have any clue who I am? When I say I'm going to out-brutal the brutal, do you have any idea who you've decided to target? Because make no mistake, if you decide to be a victim, it's a decision, just like being delicate is. But that you're targeted doesn't make you a victim. Your response to that target could make you a victim, but it doesn't have to be. Everyone's targeted. Everyone's targeted by fate. Will you be one of the ones? And I believe if you've stuck here for 7 minutes, you are one of the ones that will go, is that all you brought? That's all you're going to do in an attempt to derail me from my destiny? Silly, silly fate. Just not going to happen in this life or any other. So, as you've heard me say before, rock bottom is the perfect place to ricochet. Fate's got you down. Fate is going to try the ground and pound. But you don't have to tap out. You decide, in this particular moment in all of time, will you surrender or are you going to thrive and rise to the top? Are you going to look up? Are you going to stand up? Are you going to bring your own bold and mortal up? Because I got to tell you, look around. The people that are successful, the people that thrive in any situation, as dire as the circumstance may be, the person throughout human history that's thrived has been that individual that chose to mortal up, that remembers who they are, the very marrow of their minds. And they rally their natural resources to do whatever they can to stick it to fate, like fate is trying to stick it to them. So all I'm suggesting is maybe when fate knocks on the door and goes, yeah, we're here to derail your dreams, maybe you and I decide to fight back. Maybe you and I decide this is the day that we choose to be the backlash to fate. That we choose to stand for who we truly are. Not all the baggage, not all the baloney, not all the BS that's been loaded on us like we're a round-shouldered bellman that just can't take anymore. No. What if you and I decide we're not going to handle it anymore? You can be all the predator you want. I'm going to out-brutal the brutal. My family and friends have heard me say, I'm the evil that evil fears. I'm the one that's going to out-brutal the brutal, and I believe so are you. Question you got to ask yourself, is this a moment, this right now, the moment in all of time, that you decide to do just that, to smack fate in the face and go, you picked the wrong guy, you picked the wrong girl to target, because I'm about ready to out-brutal the brutal, and fate, I'm telling you, you better go find someone else to pick on. All right, thank you so very much for joining us in the closing minutes. Let me also talk tomorrow morning. Good morning, if I haven't mentioned that already. But tomorrow morning, we're going to be talking about you're looking for a sign. That's the cool thing about mortaling up. When you choose to mortal up, the signs are everywhere. That's what you can count on. Those are the fingerprints of providence that I'm speaking about. When you talk about mortaling up, when you decide to move against fate, the universe backs you up. That, I can tell you, is absolutely true. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Have a fantastic day. Don't forget, you can reach us at mortalup.com. If there's anything you can do, we can do for you, please let us know. It would be our absolute pleasure. Mortalup.com. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. We will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Until then, as I said earlier, look up, stand up, bring your own bold, and mortal up. Let fate know that you're here to out-brutal the brutal and ready to get on with life. Have an absolutely fantastic day.